Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with you and with Keith Hohottle from ComQuest. The important thing is that there is such good access to treatment. Let's talk about that. What's available?
Oh, wow. So, again, Stark County is awesome. We are rich with treatment. So in our drug and alcohol and our behavioral health treatment system, we start with the education and prevention that takes place in schools and communities and things like this. And really, you and I's conversation kind of fits that education. We move into outpatient treatment services, whether it's drug or alcohol, mental health, those co-occurring. We have residential care. So in our county, ComQuest has residential beds for men at Wilson Hall, residential beds for women at Deliverance House, and then in mid-April, we'll open 16 more beds, Deliverance House 2 in Massillon.
Wow.
We've had a wait list at Deliverance House, the primary Deliverance House in Canton. So as we've looked for a way to increase that in response to what the community's needed and some of the new legislation we think is coming out that's going to push people into treatment, we wanted to add those additional beds. And then we have Bright House, our adolescent female program that as of this morning is full, and Smith House, our adolescent boys program, both on the Faircrest campus. And then on the mental health side, the ability to provide psychiatric services either through psychiatrists or community psychiatric nurse practitioners, and the outpatient services, and then the CPST or the community psychiatric supportive treatment programs or case managers for outpatients. So having all of those services in one community is a tremendous asset. Having all of those in one agency means that we don't hardly ever have to have somebody walk in our door. We identify a need and say, you know what, we can't do that. So the beauty of that, Susie, is that when people are able to when they walk in our door, no matter what their behavioral health need is, they never have to get referred to another agency where they have to walk through that paperwork, walk through that assessment over and over and over again. It's kind of like if a doctor refers you to, from your general practitioner to a breathing doctor or whatever those are called.
Yep.
You have to go, you have to tell your story again, or an orthopedic person, you have to tell your story again. We're only asking people to tell that story one time.
Are we unique in that sense? Do other communities have this comprehensive of program?
So I think they have this comprehensive of program. Oftentimes it's in more than one organization. So if we look at Carroll and Tuscarawas County, they're the closest to us. They have no men's residential. They have no detox. We have crisis stabilization in our community at Crisis Intervention and Recovery. So counties like that don't have everything. Portage County doesn't have all of those offerings. Summit County does, but they're in different organizations. So I think what you see is in some of the larger counties, they have that, but it's not always in one organization. So there's referrals back and forth.
When we're talking about an integrated office in Massillon, what's all integrated?
So integrated to us is the ability for somebody to receive mental health, drug and alcohol, psychiatry, CPST, all of those services in one location. So for us, it's important that when somebody walks in the front door, no matter what their diagnosis is, we can actually keep them in that office over there and maintain all of those services. In our Cleveland Avenue office in Canton, we have a pharmacy, Genoa Pharmacy, that rents some space for us, and they'll actually fill those prescriptions in Canton and deliver them to Massillon. So again, people can pick up their prescriptions there as well. So that integrated office is extremely helpful.
And is that outpatient, or you said there are going to be 16 beds? Is that where those will be?
No, so
this
that
is separate.
Office is outpatient. So
okay.
It's in the what's recognized as the Midtown office building over there on First Street, and then right up the street where the former community services had their outpatient program, where the family living shelter is. That's where the 16 beds of residential are. So we're wrapping up construction.
Wow.
This being April the 5th.
Cutting a ribbon soon?
We are cutting a ribbon here shortly. So kind of looking forward to that. And as I told somebody, they asked me, what else you guys going to do? I said, we're going to rest, and we're going to just kind of rebuild our foundation of our organization. When we merged ComQuest Quest and Community Services, we didn't stop any of the momentum of growth for either organization.
That is true. You did not miss a beat.
Frankly, we need to get our feet back under us and make sure that our foundation is good.
All of this takes some funding.
Yes.
And so you have fundraisers. Where do you get your funding? Is there some government funding?
Good question.
All of the above?
All of the above. So we braid our funds. So we receive dollars for treatment services from Medicaid, from Stark Mental Health and Addiction Recovery. United Way provides us with some dollars. Right now we're involved with a couple of grants from State of Ohio Mental Health and Addiction Services, 21st Century Cures Grant, which is around opiates, and then a MOMS grant that is specific to pregnant opiate-dependent moms.
Wow. Yes.
So those are helpful. We do some fund development, and I think one of the things that's a little bit challenging along the stigma line is that, there's lots of folks that can go out there and say, I need to raise $1.3 million, I need to raise $1.5 million. Sometimes that message, when I go out and share that message, is like, well, why do you need that? Well, because there's people that are in schools, there's people that are other places. It's challenging to be in a business where your rates continue to decrease and your cost of business goes up.
Oh my.
So that's not a really good hydraulic.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we feel like a lot of our funding stuff changes. Somebody said today every 8 minutes. It's not quite like that. And then we have one big fundraiser every other year. We have Quest Cooks. That's July 7th. Will be held at the Metropolitan Center downtown, and we're really looking forward to that. So that's an every other year event, live auction.
This is the year.
This is the year. And then in 2019, we will actually celebrate the 100th year anniversary of what was community service that's now ComQuest.
Yes, wow.
So that's really, really exciting. So there'll be a number of events that we'll kind of kick off talking about at Quest Cooks and then run into the year.
I don't think of it as being a 100-year-old problem. Certainly opioids aren't, but I guess addiction's always been with us, yes.
Well, and community services actually started out with the TV, with I think the flu epidemic, and with adoption, fostering kids and things like that. So they have another mission. There is a long history mission-wise that's evolved over a period of time to get to where we are today.
Quest Cooks, June 7th.
Yes.
Tell us what that looks like, because this really sounds like fun.
So Quest Cooks is really just your traditional live silent auction. Has a theme of New York City this year. We'll be recognizing Terry Roth. So Terry was on our board for a long period of time. Was board president for a bit of time also. So we try and recognize somebody who's been key and vital to the mission of Quest and now ComQuest. So we chose Terry, and she gratefully accepted, and we're looking forward to recognizing her. So again, this will be the first time we've been able to have it at our own venue.
Right.
And so there's the outside patio there and that. So it's a pretty cool event for us, and the fact that we have it every other year, we're not, everybody gets asked for money all the time. So we just figure that if we ask every other year, then we're not kind of pushing the envelope too much.
How much are tickets? Where do we get them? How dressy do we have to be?
Don't have to be all that dressy.
Okay.
I believe tickets are $125.
Okay.
They are available on our website, which is comquest.org. And if you email that or check our website, they're available on there.
And always fun auction items, I'm sure.
Yes,
that gets to be heated
very
and a blast.
Cool. Very, very cool. Yep.
You've got another real neat thing coming up, Motorcycle Run. That's the Fathers Group.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So let's see. This will be the fourth year, I believe. So Kara and Larry Vogt.
Yes.
A few years ago, decided they wanted to do something. They've been part of a support group at our organization, so they started the Father's Motorcycle Poker Run. So the first year on the Saturday before Father's Day, in what amounted to probably the coldest day of the summer,
of course,
we had 35 bikes, and last year we had about 750 people that turned out at the fairgrounds at the end of the day. So the rally starts on that Saturday morning at Stadium Park in Massillon,
and it will be the Saturday after Father's Day.
I think it's Saturday before
the day before Father's Day.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's all kinds of information out there. If you go to the website heroinepidemic.org, they have a registration form. I think I know there's a link to it on our website as well. It is a really, really cool thing. And the nicest part is what they did is they took some of the proceeds of that, and Larry and Kara have just a real affinity for the kids that are impacted by this also. So they started this program called Father's Kids program. So it's a number of different events throughout the summer. And again, the Kids, KIDS, stands for Kids Initiative to Develop Serenity. Day of Caring, there's a day for arts and crafts and games and fishing and swimming, healthy emotions, healthy play. So there's a number of events that are going to occur throughout the summer. Had the first one a couple weeks ago, kind of a trial run, had about 7. Have another one coming in April. So we'll make sure that you get some information.
Good. Yes, we will want that.
Yep.
And I understand a whole curriculum goes with that. They've really thought this through.
Yes, they have. Yes,
cool.
Kara's done a tremendous job of developing a curriculum and working with them, working with a number of different things. So the cool part is that our staff have been more than willing to help and share with this, and as a free event for kids. A free, safe event, teaches them coping skills, dealing with stigma. 3 C's, I didn't cause it, can't cure it, I can't control it.
Oh, that's
good. So we're
good.
teaching them that addicted parents love their kids. They don't love drugs more than they love you, and why addiction is a science and some of the stuff there. Because sometimes kids feel left out. They feel as though those drugs are more important than they are. And we want to make sure that kids feel that love not only from their families but from the community as well.
Well, we can see how they would draw that conclusion if someone is doing drugs rather than feeding them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's tough.
Yeah.
Children are always the victims of other people's choices, and it's so hard to see. So grateful to see programs like this. Did you ever think, life's funny, isn't it? Did you ever think you would know so much about this topic?
No, I didn't. No, I get an opportunity to go out and speak a lot, and it every day when I talk to somebody, it's just building more and more knowledge. So I've been blessed a number of times.
Well, we're all blessed to have you doing everything you're doing. Where can people go for more information about everything we've talked about today?
Comquest.org is the best place to get information. So our website has a list of all of our programs on it. There's a couple parts of it that are ground under repair right now, but should be fixed rather shortly. But for the most part, you can get all the access that you need. We also changed our phone system so that when people call and they want to hear about a program, there's an option that they can kind of check in with that program as well. So one of the things that we're real pleased with is in the redesign of our website, where people will be able to click on a specific program. It'll take them there and it'll link them to that phone number. So we've found that as time goes on, lots of people choose the internet as a way to kind of navigate through, in addition to just walking in. So the other part is that if somebody walks into any of our offices, our staff have been instructed to say, how can I help you, and get them some service that day. So
awesome.
Excited for a new grant we got from Sisters of Charity that's going to help really with medication-assisted recovery in our Market Avenue office. So they gave us some money to enhance that program as well. So pretty cool opportunity there and thankful for the Sisters of Charity for that.
Very awesome.
Yep.
ComQuest, Keith Hohottle, thank you so much for all you do in our community.
Thanks, Susie.